Hey everybody, what's up from Pokemon Classics, reminding you that the classics never go out of style. Today we're breaking down the top 5 news stories in Pokemon, along with some of my own personal thoughts and commentary on each one. That is my goal on this channel, after all, is to keep you all informed whether it's the good, the bad, or the ugly. Also, as is tradition on this series, don't forget to stick around to the end of the video for my top 5 content recommendations. These are some of the best PokeTuber videos of the month, and I'd highly encourage you to give each one a watch. Anyway guys, let's dive into our first story. For our first story, let's talk about everyone's favorite controversial Pokemon collector and social media influencer, Logan Paul. Whether it's live streaming first edition base set box breaks, attending a boxing match with a newly regraded BGS 10 Charizard around his neck, or unintentionally becoming the world's biggest promoter of G.I. Joe cards, Logan Paul just keeps boomeranging back to the Pokemon spotlight. Most recently, Logan Paul unveiled the story behind the acquisition of a PSA 10 Pikachu Illustrator card, the only PSA 10 in the world. Back in April, Logan stunned the entire collecting community when he entered WrestleMania with the $5 million card hanging around his neck, which would later earn him a Guinness World Record after the fight. However, it wasn't until July that we would get the backstory behind this unlikely acquisition. For a bit of context, the Pikachu Illustrator card is commonly regarded as the holy grail of Pokemon cards, with only 25 copies currently in the PSA population report and only 1 copy in PSA 10 condition, meaning it wouldn't come easy or cheap. In this video, Logan provides a succinct but effective backstory on the Pikachu Illustrator card and the original Koro Comics illustration competition from which it was derived. I have to admit, as a Pokemon fan interested in the early development of the TCG, his production team did an amazing job with this. Logan then goes on to chronicle the hunt, negotiation, and actual purchase of the Illustrator, costing him $4 million and a PSA 9 copy of the Illustrator for trade. It really is a once-in-a-lifetime collection opportunity, so it was fascinating as a fellow collector to live vicariously through this video. However, the controversial part of the video comes at its conclusion as Logan effectively transitions into a sales pitch for Liquid Marketplace, a collectibles marketplace co-founded by Logan himself. This marketplace specializes in high-end products which are stored in a vault but sold publicly via fractionalized shares. And if you couldn't guess it, Logan's newly acquired PSA 10 Pikachu Illustrator was one of the cards to be publicly sold, with Logan retaining 49% ownership. Now, I won't get into all of the terms and conditions of Liquid Marketplace, but for many collectors, the idea of fractional shares rather than personal tangible ownership is hotly contested. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. And either way, I really enjoyed seeing the story behind this card. Next, let's turn our attention to something new. Well, maybe not newly announced, but newly delivered. See what I did there? We're talking about the Special Delivery Charizard. The Special Delivery Charizard was originally announced over a year ago as a special promotion card issued through the Pokemon Center. Following in the footsteps of the Special Delivery Pikachu in 2019, Special Delivery Charizard was expected to be released in 2020 before being delayed and in some ways replaced by Special Delivery Bidoof. Now, don't get me wrong, the Bidoof has its own doofy sort of charm, but obviously it's no Charizard. Well, I guess sort of. It has a Charizard in the artwork, but still, you know what I mean. Anyway, for many fans and collectors, the prospect of a Special Delivery Charizard ever being released was doubtful at best, until just a few weeks ago when the Pokemon Center officially launched its next lottery-based giveaway. In order to be eligible, entrants had to complete a registration form from the Pokemon Center website, verifying their name, address, and other personal information. The timeline for entries was actually closed early due to the overwhelming response, with the communication sent to collectors that they could expect to receive redeemable codes via email through several distribution waves over the next 12 weeks. Interestingly, the first wave of these codes was rendered unusable due to a distribution error, making all of the codes identical. However, since then, several waves of codes have been successfully distributed, and personally, I'm still waiting on my code. You guys will have to let me know down in the comments below if any of you are still waiting for your Special Delivery Charizard code. If nothing else, it'll make me feel a little less alone. Finally, I wanted to briefly comment on the rapidly dropping prices for this card, with plenty of flippers and speculators racing to sell their cards, and in some cases, just selling the codes. Sealed copies have already dropped to about $115 on eBay, and could presumably drop even further, depending on the remaining quantity and distribution. Again, you'll have to let me know what you think about the special delivery Charizard hype down in the comments below. The next story is one that has been making its rounds in the Pokemon community, including its own dedicated video on this channel, which you can watch up here. But the Pokemon Company recently announced its 2021 production numbers with 9.1 billion cards produced just last year. This level of printing is completely unprecedented in Pokemon, accounting for approximately 20% of all Pokemon cards ever printed. To put this further into perspective, just 1 year earlier, in 2020, Pokemon produced 3.7 billion cards. So to further increase that total by an additional 5.4 billion the following year, it's really just unfathomable. Naturally, this news has led to quite a bit of speculation about the long-term implications of this growing influx of supply and how it could threaten to devalue certain segments of the Pokemon market. On the other hand, the accessibility of Pokemon cards has substantially increased due to this uptick in production, so it's really a mixed bag. To me, this seems like a classic example of the bullwhip effect, in which production chains react to a temporary anomaly in demand, leading to a massive overproduction, which inevitably outpaces current demand, leading to saturation. But that's just my speculation. This same concept may also apply to graded cards right now, with companies like PSA showing signs of a return to normalcy after years worth of backlog and upscaling of grading services and infrastructure. For example, for the first time in recent memory, PSA offered a monthly special for Pokemon collectors in July with a limited time $18 submission tier. PSA also announced in their July update that they had increased their monthly grading output to over 960,000 cards in just 1 month. I've even heard rumors that PSA is nearing the end of their backlog, with approximately 1 million cards left in limbo. Obviously, there are some heavy supply influences affecting both the modern and graded Pokemon markets right now, and personally, I think this is part of a larger consolidation phase after years of rapid growth. But again, these are just my speculations. You guys will have to let me know your thoughts on the recent surge in production and how you think it may affect the market moving forward down in the comments below. This next piece of news came somewhat unexpectedly for me, but E4, a collector-driven forum dedicated to all things Pokemon, has recently migrated to an entirely new site, with significant user interface improvements and aesthetic enhancements. Now, I've been a member of E4 for years, and I've forged some great memories and relationships with other collectors there, so naturally, I was pretty excited for this development. Some of the improvements that have been immediately evident so far include a significantly improved search system for navigating old threads, which can be particularly helpful when you have a specific question or subject of interest, customizable color templates and dark mode options, more seamless uploading of photos and multimedia links, and a vastly improved compatibility for mobile devices, which is always appreciated. Before I go any further, I want to give a quick shout out to SM Pratt, the founder of the forum, and the team of moderators for all of their work with this new site. It looks great, and I also want to acknowledge fellow forum member Shizzle Me Timbers for his library of custom-made banners that rotate throughout the website. They're beautiful, and they really add an element of identity to the site. Anyway, I know E4 may not be for every collector or hobbyist out there, but it's become an integral part of my daily routine, and I'd highly encourage you to check it out if you're interested in nuanced discussions about Pokemon collecting, history, news, and market trends. I'll go ahead and leave a link to the new site down in the description below. Finally, we'll wrap up our news with something fun and refreshing, the newly confirmed Pokemon Halloween promotional set. Quick spoiler alert, all 30 artworks for this set have been revealed, and although they're all reprints, if you'd prefer not to see them, avert your eyes. Anyway, this set has been aptly titled Trick or Trade, which is perfect marketing since the intention, as far as I can surmise, is to give them out to trick-or-treaters on Halloween as an alternative to candy. Now, don't get me wrong, I love candy, but if I got Pokemon cards trick-or-treating as a kid, I would be ecstatic. As you can imagine, this set features mainly psychic types with lots of ghosts and other spooky-looking Pokemon. The lone exception to this seems to be the Pikachu, and to some degree the Cubone, though, at least for Cubone, he's wearing a skull, which I guess is pretty creepy. The Pikachu, not so much. Personally, I think this is a missed opportunity for some truly unique artworks and promotional designs, but in all fairness, I do think the concept behind this promotion is refreshing and interesting, potentially marketing to a whole new demographic of children who might otherwise have minimal, if any, exposure to Pokemon. I also have to compliment the packaging. The artwork with Gengar towering over Pikachu is thematically appropriate, and as an English teacher, I can't help but appreciate the booster bundle pun. You can never have too many puns in life. Each card also features a Jack-o'-lantern Pikachu stamp, and I know these stamps have been heavily criticized with other sets like Celebrations, but I think the Jack-o'-lantern design is kind of clever and helps offer some much-needed cohesion to this set. Anyway, let me know what you think about the new Halloween trick-or-trade set. Are you on board with the Pika Lantern stamps? And are there any other artworks that you would have preferred to see reprinted for this promotion? Let me know down in the comments below. Anyway guys, before I unveil the top 5 videos of the month, consider hitting the like button and subscribing to my channel. I put hours and hours of work into each one of these videos, and your support goes a long way in keeping me motivated and staying on the grind with these videos. But anyway, I truly appreciate each and every one of you for watching, so let's roll into the top 5. First, let's kick off with what could be the greatest Pokemon livestream ever. A few weeks ago, Poke Knowledge Cards was hosting his regular livestream podcast with Rattle and Cool Trainer Ryan when the most unexpected and unlikely group of Pokemon YouTubers spontaneously assembled, creating the biggest and most epic crossover I've ever witnessed. PokeRev, Gary, Gemmint Pokemon, Pokenomics, SM Pratt, KetchumAllCollectibles, TCA Gaming, Pokemon Radar, Brown Eyes Yellow Dragon, and myself, completely unplanned and every bit as chaotic as it sounds. I will say though, it was without a doubt one of the most memorable and most fun experiences I've ever had as a collector. Definitely give it a watch if you haven't already. Next, we'll shout out Rattle Pokemon in his weekly Booze News segment. What I can only describe as a weekly roast of other PokeTuber videos and thumbnails, Rattle's Booze News is a segment I've found myself eagerly anticipating every Friday night. Even though he's burned me twice already on the segment, it's pretty clear that Rattle's humor is endearing and not meant to be mean-spirited. If you're watching this, Rattle, it's been an honor to be roasted on your channel, and I look forward to more roasting in the future. Anyway, if you're looking for some edgy Pokemon entertainment, check out Rattle's channel on Friday evenings for some Booze News. This one is a bit older, but back in mid-June, KetchumAllCollectibles published a video documenting the details of his trophy Pikachu deal with TCA Gaming. Now, both of these collectors are absolute legends of the hobby, so a look behind the scenes at a landmark deal with some iconic trophy cards is pretty tantalizing. More specifically, they ended up coming to an agreement for 2 cards, the 2nd place and 4th place Pikachu trophies, both in PSA 9 condition. In typical fashion, Dan presents all of the details with plenty of spreadsheets. You guys know I love his spreadsheets, including historic price data and his actual sales prices. Anyway, this was a really cool video and one that I encourage you all to check out for yourselves. Speaking of TCA Gaming, Rusty's channel has been absolutely killing it lately with a noticeable upgrade in thumbnail art, video editing, and overall production quality. This is in large part attributable to Rusty's new editor, Pokemon DNA, who has been cranking out the videos. Personally, I think TCA Gaming has found the perfect balance for his style of Pokemon content. You still have Rusty's calm demeanor and professional expertise, but now it's also infused with a second camera, some B-roll and cutaway shots, and a variety of other audio and visual elements to enhance the education and entertainment value. Anyway, congratulations TCA Gaming on hitting the 70,000 subscriber mark. I really can't think of anyone more deserving. Lastly, we'll give the nod to Pat Flynn with a unique video addressing an increasingly prevalent issue on YouTube, scammers. In this video, Pat confronts a couple YouTube scammers impersonating him in the comments section, preying on viewers with promises of false giveaways. Basically, these scammers claim you've won a prize, but charge a shipping and handling fee, and then presumably ghost victims once they have the cash in hand. Going undercover, Pat not only wastes these scammers' time, but also educates his viewers on how to avoid these types of scams themselves, which is always appreciated. Anyway, it's an entertaining watch, and one that I would definitely recommend. Well, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Breaking News, where we break down some of the most important Pokemon news stories each and every month. Let me know what your thoughts are on these stories down in the comments below, and if there are any major news stories that I missed, definitely send them my way. Anyway, guys, I'm Pokemon Classics, reminding you that the classics never go out of style. Thanks for spending your time with me today, and we'll see y'all with the next video. Stay well, everybody. Hey guys, I just wanted to say a quick thanks to my patrons for supporting the channel. If you have any interest in becoming a patron yourself, check out the link to my Patreon below. For more market analysis videos, you can click on one of these two. They're pretty good, at least I think so. Anyway, you should go check them out. I dare you. I don't really know what else to say, so I'll just disappear now. Bye-bye.